Hi, Amy. Oh, thank goodness. I was a bit worried I wasn't connected, so great to see you. It's quite hot here tonight. I've just put the aircon on and thank you too, Amy, for your donation. And I'm great. I hope Jocelyn's awake today. I know it's a bit later for her because we actually have the different time zones, Amy, because I'm in the West at the moment. So I'm actually 3 hours behind where Jocelyn is in Melbourne, which is where I was born, that side of Australia. I think she's still there. So they're 3 hours ahead, so which means it's very late there for her. It's about 11 o'clock at night, unless she's a night owl, you know. And in Brisbane, and I think Brisbane is the same as Sydney. I'm not really sure on that. Sydney might be the same as Melbourne too now, I'm not sure. But Brisbane is where one of my daughters lives. I've got one in Sydney as well. They're 2 hours ahead of me. So if you see Shay on here, my daughter, you guys, do a shout out for her too. And Amy, it looks like tonight you're the one that's donated. I didn't expect anyone to, even yourself. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, so I appreciate that. And today we were going to, I'll just wait a little bit longer. And also, you're tagging your friends and the others. Good girl, Amy. I just been busy today. I'm always busy, aren't I? But I do have me time. When I say that I'm busy, I'm doing things either for myself, for my doggies at home, my little dogs, or doing some, just some me time, my me time to do nothing, focus on me and let go of things that I need to let go of, like with this last wolf moon was a big one, wasn't it? Super moon. It reminds us that, it's great to use the moon cycles to give yourself a chance to move forward from situations that aren't working, or to evaluate how things are going in your life, what can change, what can you do to make things change, what do you put so much effort in and you can't do any more, it helps you to put things in perspective. I got your message, Amy, regarding you've taken my advice. Well, that's an honour. As I say, we all have free will to choose what we want to see happen in our lives, or decisions we make. It's up to us, and we own those decisions regardless of who or how they came about. As long as we've put our energy behind that and said, yep, I'm going to do that, then outcomes are up to us as well. So you're the ones going to benefit from them. And so it's great that we spoke about, I saw what you said about, I read what you said, and I'm glad that you've had the courage to, know what your self-worth is, and to, you value yourself, which is fantastic. And that's why I say to everyone, if you're doing, the work for two people, or you're really putting in 110% in your position, why not ask for an evaluation on how you're going, and whether it's, a pay rise is warranted, or an extra responsibility, hence a pay rise, that sort of thing. So that's great to hear that news, Amy, that you're having the courage to speak what you feel, instead of worrying about other people's reactions. And I think that's a lot of us. We do worry about the reactions from others, don't we? And we think, oh, better not say that because that might make them think I'm like this, or we're assuming what they may be thinking, which may be, most of the time it could be quite the opposite, and you might go, oh no, I've been assuming that the worst, and it's not like that at all. And and that can come about too, because we've been in positions in other places of employment where we're not valued. I've had that myself. I've been in places before, finding, knowing that where I need to be, which is I know what I need to do, and I know my purpose, and honestly, it's like I just left it to the universe, and I just said, well, I'm doing whatever I'm choosing to do. I seem to always come back to, or people coming to find me, you know. And I don't force anyone to come and see me. Honestly, I do not do that. And I don't have time to be focusing on everyone 24/7, you know. I'm not like that. I like my time. I like my private time. I like my time with my husband and my dogs, and, you know, having, you know, catching up with some friends, and, you know, which don't put me on the spot about readings, which is great when you've got friends like that, other than people that have like, oh, what do you think's going to happen, Joy? You know, like, I'm like, hang on, I'm off duty too, you know, like you guys are, you know. So it's good to be around people like that, that value you as a person, isn't it? And I know, Amy, you've got a nice support network, and, you know, and I hope one day we can catch up, you know, somewhere, you know. And I love travels as well, and yeah, so it's really good. Right, now, who's on here? Hi, Alison. I'm glad you got on here. And, you know, I know you've noticed, guys, I've been on maybe not quite weekly, maybe every week and a half, or however it goes. Leading up to Christmas, it's always so busy for me. And I do balance my life. But I do empathise with people. Some people have been going through a really tough time, and they're wanting last minute, Joy, I really need to see you. And, you know, and they're fully aware that I can't fix everyone's problems. I can only guide, because you have free will, and you're going to decide what's best for you in your heart. I can see so far, but I don't know everything, guys, and you know that. We're all human, and but I'm blessed that I can see so much, and that's it, you know. But I do sometimes get some calls at odd hours, or messages from those that really do need my help. And occasionally you get someone that just won't leave you alone, that needs to go and see someone that, you know, a medical advisor rather than me, when you can't, you know, you can't do any more for them, and they need to go speak to someone. So I do take my work seriously, and I do value everyone's, you know, lives, and I do know that, you know, it's good to get insight, but we, you know, myself as a spiritual advisor and a healer, I cannot live anyone's life for them, okay? For any of you guys, you know, I'd be such a busy lady, wouldn't I, to live your life as well as my own, you know? Plus I've got my own journey like you all have. But occasionally you get one in maybe 500 that might want to, you know, expect you to live there every minute of their life, and they not take ownership of their life, you know, which is sad, because I've had someone like that recently. Well, it's been ongoing for about a year and a bit now, and I just keep hoping that person will go and get some help. So when you know you cannot, it's not in your power to do any more than what you can do in any of your jobs. I'm sure some of you guys have certain roles, and it's not up to you to take the next step. Maybe that you have other people that, like example, if you're a receptionist, you can't go and head in a doctor's or dental place, can you, and start extracting teeth and that, can you? You can't do that, can you? Or it's very much out of your code of practice what you can do. I'm a spiritual advisor. I'm very blessed that I can help people, I can guide, and I have had positive, you know, predictions happen. But like everyone, I'm a normal person, and the best in yourselves. Did you miss everything, guys, that I was just saying? Yeah, I'd love to meet you in person. My phone said not connecting, so I hope you heard some of that. Basically, we all must work within our scope of practice. If you think someone needs a medical advisor, or needs counselling, help them go on down that path, okay? I am a spiritual counsellor. I do help in that way. I'm a crystal healing practitioner. I do Reiki healing as well, and a meditation teacher. I can do all that with you, and I can also, I'm blessed that I can have the gift of seeing ahead to a degree, all right? Not everything. Anyway, guys, right, I'm going to talk about, I was talking about today compassion. And do you know what compassion is, guys? I've touched on this topic a few times, I guess, over the last few years. But I felt at this time of year, it's people are quite sensitive at the moment, coming to realizations or hoping for another year of, you know, what can I do differently this year than what I did last year? You know, what outcomes do I expect to have this year? You know, am I going to have a different mindset this year? Or am I still hoping that past situation am I going to drag that along with me, still hoping for a change? You know, it's all up to you guys, you know. But anyway, compassion is actually feeling another's pain, isn't it? Feeling compassion when you maybe see something on TV or you hear a story from someone at work or a friend, and you feel like, oh my goodness, oh, that's terrible, or something that's happened on a large scale that you're hearing about it in another part of the world. And, you know, we've had a few things going on and that are still ongoing. You feel like, oh my goodness, why doesn't this, you know, get sorted? I feel sad. And, you know, that's sort of compassion, isn't it? And, you know, you're sort of feeling another person or, you know, a group of people's pain, really. And empathy, because some can't work out what empathy is when we say compassion and empathy, but empathy is like you feeling, even though you can feel other people's pain, like something's happened terribly and your emotions like, oh my goodness, yes, that's compassion. You're feeling, oh my goodness, this is so awful, you know, or this is, you know, I can't believe how this has happened. Where empathy is also you feeling, being in that person's shoes. How did they, you know, how could they have dealt with that? You know, that poor person, you know, and, you know, or your friend, oh, I can't believe that. If I was in your shoes, oh my goodness, you know, that's empathy. You're empathizing with them, you know, that they maybe had all their, you know, savings taken from them from someone, or something terrible's happened to them, and you can really think, oh, it's shock, and it's like, you know, you really can, you want to help. And both situations triggers us to want to help, whether it's a prayers for someone, or whether it's and when I'm saying prayers, I'm not being trying to offend anyone. I'm saying put it out there that you're feeling, you're showing sorrow for them, you know, that sort of thing. And also you can offer help. Now, when I say that, you know, I've been speaking with some people in the last, you know, basically daily, you know, and we all know someone or ourselves that are going through a hard time. They could be a family member too, and you know it's out of your league to do anything, but you still feel for them, don't you? You still feel, oh my goodness, or you may have maybe triggered even more so because you've been through a similar thing yourself, and it really like, oh, I'm so sad to hear. But you can listen to that person. You could also even offer a friend or someone you know that's telling you that. You can offer to go and help babysit if they're nearby, and you can do that, but not get involved in other aspects. You could say, well, I'll babysit while you go to that appointment that you really need to get to, if that's of some help for you. You know, that's a help, you know, rather than do the whole thing, well, I'll take you here and I'll make all those calls for you. You have to want to help yourself, don't you guys? When you know, it's hard when you're feeling down. You're like going in a circle of dysfunction sometimes, and you're like, can't get out of it, you know, some people are. but also I've written a few things here, but taking actions to a degree, and you can even direct the other friend or someone that's going through something by maybe saying, well, I've got these phone numbers that you could try when you feel up to it. These free counselling services, or somewhere where they can go to help them to make some decisions, that sort of thing. Even speaking to their doctor to get them to recommend. Usually they'll give you a printout or make some suggestions of where you need to go next to at least give you some peace while you're making decisions, if you yourself are struggling. Okay, and don't feel it's all too hard, or you'll have to pay money, or you'd be surprised if you explain things to people or to organisations how much they will try to help. Okay, and one thing that is very important is self-compassion. Okay, see, self-compassion. Showing yourself kindness, being kind to you, don't think, oh, I should have done this years ago, or I should have made that change. I was silly not to take your advice. I'm silly not. No one's silly, or no one's, a bad person because they didn't act when they could have acted. And, it's hard when you're going through struggles with relationships, or people at work are really bringing you down, or there's a conflict of interest. You're supposed to be going on one path, but yet someone's being the bad seed and not following suit, and you're feeling it. It's awful. I think many people go through that, and but always, if you're feeling yourself, you're not being kind to yourself, start today to be kind to yourself, and say to yourself, well, this year's my chance now. I haven't done anything in the last few years. This year I am going to do something, and I'm going to own my behaviour, and I'm going to own my past actions and let them go, and not expect to take revenge, or, whatever it is that you've been doing for years maybe, and finding out that it's only backfiring on you, try to be kind to yourselves. And so pretty much self-compassion and self-awareness of yourself, and knowing what you have to let go of, instead of holding on to something that's stopping you from receiving what you'd like to have in your life. What is it? Is it financial? Are you stopping yourself because someone owes you and you're still stuck on that? Or you're stopping yourself from having a good life because, maybe childhood thoughts and from family have stopped you from being the person you should be. You've been told you're nothing, or you'll never amount to anything, or you're compared to a sibling, or what is it that you are believing that you need to let go of? So reflect on that and be kind to yourself, or even a friend that may be struggling, you're seeing them struggle. Have safe boundaries around yourself and say to them, this is your journey. I really feel sad to see you suffering, but you need to make a change when it suits you. I can't live your life for you, but you can make some choices for yourself, or speak to others that can help you in the right channels, professionals, etc. Okay, so that's my little spiel on all that. But do listen, and if you're busy with your own family, explain that. Just say, oh, I'd love to help you, but how about next week? Or you make a date with them that you can maybe take the kids for someone, or you can sit down and say, are you ready to help yourself? Maybe, I can find some phone numbers for you, or help you with some phone numbers, and you have to go from there. Something that's not going to drain you, because you want to help, but yet unless we want to help ourselves, what's going to happen? Not very much, is it? because you're just going to go, oh yeah, I will do it. But it's up to, it takes a while though to get the ball rolling. I know I've been there myself with little support in my life to move forward. But, I trust, having, now hoping for a change means that, having hope and, is like, I'm going to make this mindset change, and I can know that by doing that, I've at least got some hope that I can have the courage to make a physical change, as in maybe move out of a situation, or maybe make it that I do